Brady in under 2 minutes looking to win the game, and he just floats one. Fuller, another pick. Brady's second interception of the game, costly, and the Rams win 27-24. Now, every week our friends at Subway ask us to bring you the good calls. Good calls brought to you by Subway, and the Rams defense made some good calls last night, particularly in the second half, just shutting down the Buccaneers. Brady threw for just 90 yards on double the amount of pressures in the second half, threw 2 interceptions after throwing none in the first half. So we come out of last night's game, a game that I sort of led into saying could easily be a preview of an NFC playoff game or even the NFC championship game. So let's do this. Dan Graziano, I'll start with you. If I told you right now that one of the two teams we watched on Monday Night Football last night is going to wind up in the Super Bowl this year, which one would you bet it will be?
Coming off of last night's game, you have to say the Rams, Brett. They look like the better team. Tampa Bay looks like kind of a mess. And when you think about it in the big picture, the Rams were in the Super Bowl 2 years ago with a lot of the same people, whereas the Buccaneers team that they're putting together this year, you know, some guys are still getting to know each other. So I don't think it's completely ridiculous to look and say that the Rams would have the better chance. They play very good defense. If Jared Goff can throw the ball that much and as effectively as he did last night, then that's something they have going for them that we haven't seen much this year. But they definitely look like the better team. Right now, they would be the 2 seed.
Greg McElroy, which of last night's two teams would you bet money would wind up in the Super Bowl?
It'd be the Rams, and it's because history repeats itself. Guys, we just have to go back 1 year, and the similarities between the 2020 Rams and the 2019 San Francisco 49ers are very real. Let's go through the checklist. Young, offensive-minded head coaches, check on both. You have a very talented, however, somewhat of a liability at quarterback. Jimmy Garoppolo was that for San Francisco. Jared Goff at times has been that for the Rams. You have an unbelievably dominant and disruptive defensive line. We already know what the 49ers had last year with Bosa and company, and then you got Aaron Donald, maybe the best defensive player in the entire league, if not for Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey's very much in the mix. Physical, ball-hawking secondary that can really disrupt the rhythm of the passing game. We already know the result of what San Francisco did last year. They were just a miraculous comeback from Patrick Mahomes away from winning a Super Bowl. What will we see from the LA Rams? But things and I think the parallels between those two teams are somewhat there. I do worry though about Goff. I mean, I don't know how else to say that. He made a couple of really bad decisions last night. The Rams could have run away with this game if not for him making some terrible decisions in the pass game. And that defense, man, they were disruptive the entire night. So I really like what I've seen so far outside of the occasional bad decision from Jared Goff.
Look at you making fancy full screens and everything to illustrate your argument. Jeff Saturday, I'm telling you right now, one of the teams we watched last night is winding up in the Super Bowl. Which one are you telling me it is?
Yeah, the Los Angeles Rams. As much as it pains me because I've been a Bucs apologist for the entire football season, but what I saw last night was disheartening. And I'll say because when you look at their offensive line and the ability to protect and keep that pocket clean for Tom Brady, it just has not been there, Greeny. And so you're watching. We've talked about this has been the book on Tom Brady really his entire career, and it's every pocket passer. If you move him off his spot, but the concern for me is the deep ball, and that's what Bruce Arians wants to live on. Brady's not doing it well. As much as it pains me, I'm going Rams at this point.
All right. Well, you know, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Mine is that rare genius that will not be fully appreciated until long after my time. The correct answer here, of course, remains the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because they have Tom Brady, and someone needs to go into Bruce Arians' office, and I think that someone is Brady, needs to walk into his office and say, you know what? You're getting this all wrong. It's time to let me get it right. He's got to stop flinging the ball down the field. It is evident, and you guys have talked about it all morning long. He can't do it. That offense that he runs is not the offense they should be running. So, in my opinion, it remains Tampa Bay. They just need to start playing Tom Brady's brand of football rather than Bruce Arians' brand of football. Meanwhile, on to our next issue. Dan Graziano, Overreaction Tuesday. We got one for you today. The Eagles should bench Carson Wentz. The world is screaming it. Is that an overreaction or not?
It's an overreaction because, look, it's not like they have Joe Montana or Steve Young sitting on the bench. The guy who's backing him up is a rookie that we really haven't seen play the quarterback position yet. There's no way to know for a fact whether Jalen Hurts is ready. The Eagles coaches probably know that better than any of us do. And Carson Wentz is the guy they have to get it fixed with, because long term they got significant commitment to him, and the franchise would be in big trouble if he can't turn it around.
But we'll pick up on that thought in a moment on the contract, but just look at the numbers. His QBR below the league average. Only Drew Lock has a worse completion percentage. He's been sacked 40 times. He's turned it over 18 times. Both of those lead the league. Here was his coach, Doug Peterson, yesterday.
Is preparing himself each week to play, and that's what a backup quarterback should do. My perspective is that we have to get it fixed with Carson Wentz, and we have to. That's where my trust and my faith lies, and we can get it done. And that's where I'm at. But by no means am I saying that I don't have trust or faith in Jalen. It's a matter of getting the corrections done with Carson.
All right, so let's start at the top. Greg McElroy, I know you've put together some tape. Through a quarterback's eyes, what are we seeing in Carson Wentz right now?
Well, it's certainly less than ideal, Greeny, but here is exactly why Carson Wentz should not be benched. There's enough good in what he did. How about this? 3-man rush, meaning you got 8 dropping back in the coverage. So what do you have to do? You either wait forever in the pocket, but with that offensive line, you kidding me? No chance. You got to change the launch point, allow your receivers to uncover. He does so beautifully. By the way, it was pouring rain. I don't know if you guys knew that. How about this right here? Hard play action. He sees his tight end win immediately, gets rid of the ball really quickly and beautifully. Really accurate throw. This is a hard play action. A 7-man protection, Jeff Saturday. Tighten up front, please. And he's got to get it out in less than 3 seconds before he gets his clock cleaned. How is that on him? By the way, it was raining. I don't know if you guys saw that. And then here, man-to-man coverage. All right, he recognizes that. And he sees the matchup. You got a linebacker against a tight end. That's advantage us every single time. You get Mac Wilson against Rodgers. Oh, by the way, another guy in your face. You got to throw it off balance off your back foot. Perfect location. Really nice throwing the football. And by the way, in case I didn't mention it, it was a downpour. Can we stop overreacting to the fact that he didn't have his best stuff on Sunday? Who the heck would? Under those conditions. It was pouring rain. It was an impossible circumstance, and it's not all about Carson Wentz. The problems around him are very evident. The offensive line is leaky as can be, no pun intended with the rain, and the receivers really aren't that great to begin with. So I think they got a lot of things to tighten up. Their quarterback's the one piece that I still do trust.
All right, that's well done. But the reality of it, Jeff, is that, yes, the problem with Carson Wentz has never been that we don't see the spectacular plays. You see the spectacular stuff. It's the huge mistakes that kill him and kill his team sometimes. Jeff, what are you seeing?
Yeah, he can't anticipate any throw. And listen, you can talk about all the quarterback factors you want. Anticipation's got to be top on your list, more than arm strength, more than athleticism, because if you can't anticipate a throw, you can't throw guys open. And I love the tape that Greg just put together, but let me help you with offensive line. Their offensive line has not played well, but 32 of the 40 sacks that have come on Carson Wentz have been after 4 seconds, Greg. 4 seconds, brother. You can't block that much. That means you're not anticipating a throw, dude. I don't care if it's raining or not. Can I see that the guy's run out the flat and I want to double pump and then throw it so the guy can take it and pick 6? That's got nothing to do with the offensive line. And listen, I'm not trying to say that there's other areas of the football team that need to be fixed, but Carson Wentz is a $100 million man. If he is part of your problem on the Eagles, that has to be the last problem. I mean, are you kidding me? Like, you've given him all the money. He can't be part of the problem, and he is. His anticipation, his hesitation is absolutely killing this offense. And again, you're holding the ball that long, it means you don't know where to go with it. So either he and Doug need to get together or they got to make a change. Something's got to give, because at this point, it's not getting better. You're literally watching a sinking ship because of all the rain, Greg. That's what you're watching.
Okay, that's very well played. To sort of put a ribbon on the conversation, I mentioned, and Dan, I used the line from you, that to escape from this, if the Eagles wanted to, and we don't know that they do, would be like escaping from Alcatraz. Dan Graziano, tell everyone why.
He's got $30 million coming this year. He's got a fully guaranteed $25.4 million coming next year. As of this coming March, 4 months from now, a $15 million roster bonus for 2022 becomes fully guaranteed. If they cut him this year, it's going to be a $60 million dead cap.